So we ended up purchasing 32 items. And so the really crazy thing is we didn't know. So that was such a blessing, is that because we bought 30 items, we were able to get 30% off on top of what we were already purchasing that was on sale. So that was a nice little surprise. Hello, hello. Today with Erica Faye, I have what I believe will be the very last Joann haul that I have for you. Mom talked me into going to Joann one more time, but I also blame my crafty friend Dawn. She had sent me a photo of her with a mile-long receipt. Shout out, Dawn. I hope you don't mind I'm sharing this little story, but she picked up amazing paper shelving from Joann down in Texas, where she's from. I was so excited for her. I'm so excited because they just got it picked up, and now she's overhauling her craft room and going to make that fit. But she got a bargain and some other amazing things from Joann. So then I was like, oh, we should go. We should go. Telling Mom, we're talking about it for the last week. We're like, okay, let's go. Let's see if they have any fixtures at our Joann before they close it. Which, FYI, I guess the prices are not all the same at all the stores because they have different closing dates. So if you weren't familiar with that, just a little info on that. One of the stores nearest us, to like 30 minutes, she said, that's the one that we went to, that they're going to be open for the last, like, for the 29 more days. They'll be open for 29 more days. So their pricing is not comparable to what the website is, where other stores are closing at different dates. So yada, yada, yada. We were able to fill up a cart full of goodies. We did not pick up shelving. It wasn't the steal of a deal like Dawn had gotten. I'm so excited that she was able to pick up her deal, because our store is not closing right now, the closest one to us anyway, and still will be open. She said they're not worried about liquidating at that point. So the store was full. I mean, a mile long wrapping around to check out. So it took a minute, but we did get out of there. There was a lot of empty. The store is really empty, and a lot of aisles were marked off like caution, because they didn't want anyone going down them or getting hurt. But the shelving was not anywhere near what Dawn was able to score and pick up on hers. So if you do have a Joann near you, you are looking for different shelving, you might want to find out and check your stores if they haven't already closed permanently. So on to the haul. Let me show what we got. So the designer papers were 80% off. So designer brands for paper crafting and scrapbooking. So I was able to get this Vicky Boutin, or however you say it. I'm not sure. If you know, then let me know if I said that right. But paper pad, this was $2. So it is a vellum, water paper, cardstock, and fiber paper. I was like, wow, I love that. I'm totally getting that because I'm starting to get into mixed media more, and I thought that this would be a great paper pack to have for that kind of thing. And then I picked up her paints as well for $1.80, I believe, or less. $1.60, I think they ended up being. Mom picked up these. I was giving her a hard time because they were $8 on sale, and I was like, oh, she's like, yeah, but that's still a great deal, which it is, don't get me wrong. But then we ended up getting the 30%, so she ended up getting these for $5.30, I believe it was. So go check out your Joann if they still have paper pads, because it is worth it if you want these Park Lane. She ended up getting Sweet Melody, Mariposa. Look at that gold like the gold foil. Beautiful papers and lovely designs. They are not double-sided, but they are still a great bargain. Loving the prints on this one. So pretty. I love the black with the colors like that. And then, of course, gold foil too. Again there. So Bloom and Grow. So those were the paper pads that we got. And then we tied this bag up because we didn't want stuff rolling around in the car, because we did some Goodwill yesterday, fixed a screw in a tire. So we had to go to the tire store, and we went all over Costco. This was all after doing a little work. I was able to call it an early day and go and do these things. So that made the day. That made the day. And then we also went to Thai food for lunch. It was delicious. Okay, so we had a great girls' day. And this is what we picked up at Joann. The gal that did our checkout, she was so sweet and wrapped up these really nicely, so we didn't have to worry about these getting damaged. These ended up being $4 a piece. So I believe it was 60 or 70% off. Loving that. We will use that bubble wrap again for swaps and stuff and packages. So these are a great size. They have like the chalkboard top that you can write, but we are going to use these to store and be cute. We thought they could go in the pantry as well, but I think we purchased them for craft room. They're going to be in the craft room. So loving that. And the size on these were 4.5 inches by 10-inch by what is this? I guess that's what it would be. Yeah. So they're 4.5 by 10-inch basically. So they are a good size. All right. So in the last, what I believed was the last Joann haul, I had showed you that Mom and I picked up these. So one each. Now we picked up 3. So we had to get those. That was all that they had. And then here's the paints that were going with that paper pad. And so these, I got one of each. They had a few of them. They're acrylic paints, but they're the fun colors. So I thought that would be fun for the craft room and then to use on that paper pad. And then also I shared in a collective haul with Dollar Tree and some different stuff that Mom had stopped at Joann when I was out of town, and she picked up flowers. So then we just went back and I just picked up everything. Mom and I were like, let's get them all, whatever even if we already had it, because a lot of these were $2 and then or less. So depending on, so like obviously these were $2 each. So that was a bargain. Loving all those. And then these were less than that because these were smaller packs. I don't have the receipt. I think it's in my purse somewhere, so I can't tell you exactly how much they were, but you can imagine that was $2. These were all less than $2. So we picked it up because after just recently doing that flower swap that I shared with y'all on the paper flowers that I did, and then this actual swap had store-bought flowers, I need to replenish. Mom and I need to replenish because she did as well. We gave away a lot of our store-bought flowers, so we need to replenish ours. And I will also show you how I organize all of our flowers in a coming video soon. So as you know, if you've been watching, that we've been doing spring cleaning in the craft room. I've been sharing little bits and pieces of labeling and on my community page posts, and then also in some previous videos. I just recently posted a washi tape organization, and we're just continuing to work away so I can do a room tour of our craft room soon. And we picked up these awesome little bins, and they ended up being $1.60. So they're top-notch ones, little storage bins, but so excited for these. So I think they ended up being less than $1.60 since we got 30% off. But we picked up all they had, which was the perfect amount of what we needed. So these will have our crafting goodies stored in them somewhere in our craft room. So you'll see that when we do a room tour. And that's it for this last Joann's haul. We really won't be going again because we realized that we don't need any of those shelvings and things. So, but we still had to go take a peek. We're so excited for our crafty friends who are picking up deals on other amazing goodies that they can get from Joann before they finally close, as well as shelving and things like that, and racks and all that good stuff. So excited to see our friends' craft rooms as they get them all together as we are and sharing them. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Happy hunting and crafting. Bye.